Nemesis is the name of a brown dwarf star associated with Planet X, Nibiru, Hercolibus, Destroyer, Frightener, Red Planet, and Doomshape. It is in a 3,600 lunar year comet-like orbit around our Sun. It has three major planets: Helion, Arbota, and Nibiru. What you need to know is that nothing can stop what is coming. With this in mind, what do world leaders know about Nemesis? Let's begin with the obvious. Brown dwarfs are larger than gas giants like Jupiter. Their mass is 13 to 80 times that of Jupiter. Initially named black dwarfs, brown dwarfs are also called failed stars. This is the orbit of the Nemesis mini-constellation. This brings us back to the question, what do world leaders know? Or perhaps there is a more appropriate way to say this. What do world leaders share? As in the best case and worst case Planet X scenarios. Or have any shared anything at all? One has. And as you shall soon learn, it was a biggie. But in the meantime, a brief word. I'm Marshall Masters, author and publisher of Win-Win Survival Handbook, All Hazard Safety and Future Space Colonization. This book guides you through the development process with detailed instructions for designing, building, and shielding communities for self-sufficiency, survival, and colonization. The fundamental principle for a win-win community is that there is strength in numbers. The first section of my book addresses the need to create a survival community with an attractive and inspiring lifestyle opportunity. With the win-win strategy, veterans and first responders are crucial as the community's core members. They will have many responsibilities and roles, but their primary win-win mission is to instill a strong sense of camaraderie within the community membership. The second section in the book addresses what to look for in a suitable property for your community. Vertical land with a slope of 15 degrees to 30 degrees and ample water is best. Also, the preferred conditions call for soft earth with sedimentary rock over solid bedrock. In the third section, you get a hands-on look at the experience needed for building concrete domes for your win-win community, and you will see how to use airforms, essentially large rubber bladders, to build domes for homes, workshops, underground farms, and almost anything else you can think of. Another big positive is that it only takes 2 weeks to learn how to build a concrete dome shell. This allows unskilled community members to gain valuable new skills as they help to build their community structures. Of course, skilled tradespeople such as plumbers, electricians, and carpenters will still be needed. A win-win community is organized to help families survive, thrive, and prosper. The ability to grow 10 times more food than a community needs offers great sources of revenue from farm sales, while creating potentials for other revenue opportunities as well. In the fourth and final section, it's all about building alliances. Hopefully, this will occur during a future time of good governance when people's rights are fully honored and protected once again. To learn more about my books and to read my articles, please visit yowza.com. That's YOWUSA.com or marshallmasters.com. Now, let's look at those best case and worst case scenarios and who has been honest with us. Looking at this image, it is difficult to imagine that there could be a best case and a worst case scenario. To understand why, we need to cover a few basics. The ecliptic is the plane of our solar system. In simple terms, it's like the sun's equator. Everything above it is called the northern sky, and below it, the southern skies. Here is the Nemesis orbit. As you can see, it spends most of its time in the southern skies. The danger threshold is where Nemesis crosses into our northern skies. Knowing where and when it does is the key to predicting the outcome. So let's examine our best case and worst case scenarios. The best case occurs when Nemesis crosses the ecliptic while in conjunction with Earth. In other words, Nemesis is on the opposite side of the Sun from us when it crosses the ecliptic. The scale and nature of this scenario will be similar to the plagues of Exodus. The worst case occurs when Nemesis crosses the ecliptic while in opposition to Earth. In other words, Nemesis is on the same side of the Sun when it crosses the ecliptic. This scale and nature of this scenario will be similar to Noah and the flood. This brings us back to our question. What do world leaders share with us? In other words, will this flyby be a best case or worst case scenario? And if so, who breaks the bad news? The answer begins with President Donald J. Trump. When he gave his 4th of July 2020 speech at Mount Rushmore, something monumental was happening elsewhere. This image was leaked through a popular Planet X social media channel. Most did not understand it, but I did. Nemesis is surrounded by various planets and satellites in the upper left-hand corner. This image was captured just after Nemesis completed its transit into our northern skies. This was the money shot I'd been looking for, and the White Hats leaked it so we would know. Thanks to this White Hat leaked image, we finally knew whether it shall be a best case or a worst case scenario flyby. Regrettably, it will be the worst case scenario, as Nemesis will be below the ecliptic while in opposition to Earth. In other words, Earth and Nemesis will be on the same side of the Sun when the pole shift occurs. To learn more, please check out our other Planet X FAQs and visit our website at yowza.com. That's YOWUSA.com. This is Marshall, and I'll catch you on the backside.